The Samsung Galaxy S24 FE has finally received the June security patch update, and the update size is around 310 MB. Unfortunately, there's some disappointing news. The new Galaxy AI features introduced with the Galaxy S26 series are coming into the Galaxy S25 series. But the Galaxy S24 series isn't getting those new AI features, at least with this update. And this is a small security update, so I also ran benchmark test before and after updating. However, I'm not going to compare the benchmark scores yet because right after an update the phone is still optimizing apps and the system. Usually takes around 7 days for everything to settle. So after a week I will run a benchmark again and compare the results with previous scores. And I also let you know if there are any improvements in performance, battery life, camera quality, heating and overall user experience. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please hit that subscribe button, and if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So let's start. Now let's talk about the benchmark results, but don't take these scores too seriously because as I mentioned earlier, the phone is still optimizing after the update. I'm showing you these benchmark results because I know many of you like to see them. After about 7 days, once the system has fully settled, I will run the benchmark again and compare the results to give you more accurate picture of the phone's actual performance. So let's take a look at the AnTuTu benchmark results. Again, don't take these scores too seriously because the phone is still optimizing after the update. So before the update, the Galaxy S24 FE scored around 1.84 million points in AnTuTu, and after the update it scored around 1.91 million points, which is a small improvement of around 65,000 points. And looking at the CPU, GPU, memory and UX, in the CPU department there's a slight improvement, okay, and in the GPU department there's a big improvement, okay, and on the memory side there's a small improvement, and on the UX side there's a small improvement. Overall every category has improved, especially the GPU score. But since the phone is still optimizing in the background, I will run the benchmark again after about 7 days to see the actual long-term performance after the update. Now let's talk about the Geekbench 6 results. Just like the AnTuTu scores, don't take these results too seriously because the phone is still optimizing after the update. So before the update, the Galaxy S24 FE scored around 2011 in the single core test and 6358 in the multi-core test. And after updating, the phone scored around 1992 in single core test and 6328 in the multi-core test. As you can see, both scores are slightly lower after the update. However, the difference is very small, just 19 points in single core and 30 points in multi-core, which is within the normal range of variation for benchmark results. I'll run Geekbench after about 7 days once the system has fully optimized, and then we will see the actual performance of the June update. So overall the June security patch doesn't bring any major changes to the Galaxy S24 FE. The AnTuTu scores shows a slight improvement while the Geekbench scores are slightly lower, but the difference are too small to call it a real performance change. Since the phone was updated recently, it's still optimizing apps and background processes, so these are early benchmark results, so don't reflect the phone's final performance right now. And I will use the phone for the next 7 days and then test everything again, including performance, battery life, heating, camera and benchmark scores. That will give us a much cleaner picture of whether this update actually improves the overall experience. So hope you find this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.